Hello parents, my name is Mrs. Hoffman. I'll be teaching ELA and religion to your children this year. I'm so excited to begin this year with them. We will be doing a new religion program and it will be online this year. So I will be inviting your children to our program online, and I'm looking forward to this exciting new adventure with them. We will also be doing for ELA a lot of grammar to get them ready for 7th and 8th grade and for high school. I will be incorporating the grammar into the writing program. We also will be doing a lot of different types of poems. So I like to explain to them the different poems, how to do them, and then they will create their own slideshow. We also incorporate literary terms, literary elements, and those come in very handy, 7th and 8th grade and high school, even in college. And I will be applying all of the elements to their short stories and their books this year. I look forward to speaking with you, to meeting with you on our live meet. So if you have further questions, kindly email me, and I am happy to set up a live meet with you. Thank you, and best to you and your families this year. God bless.
Hello, I'm Miss Perfetti. I teach 7th grade ELA and religion. During this introductory video, I'm going to walk you through the religion and ELA curriculum, show you a brief tour of the classroom and the arrangement of the desks. To start, I'm always available via my email. My email will be on my Google site, as well as my Google Classroom. The Google Classroom will prove to be a very valuable asset this year. I will have my class notes, any homework assignments, any class assignments on the Google Classroom, especially if students are distance learning. The Google Classroom will be the place to find the information. But I'm always here to support, and I hope to clarify any questions you may have or quell any concerns you have. I know together we're going to have a successful, safe year. So that brings us to the first day of school, where students are asked what is true within the context of our new religion curriculum, what they believe to be true, and what do we do with this information. So what I hope to do is have students reflect on what their premises have been as students and their identity as students up until this point, and whether or not those premises and beliefs have been advantageous for success in the classroom. So kind of undermining those beliefs since the first day, having them think about why understanding God's grace and his design is so valuable in moving forward and better understanding ourselves. So the first topic is knowing God through creation, which I think is a pretty comforting topic to begin. God's design is harmonious, and it is always meant to establish equilibrium and balance, so students know that this is within themselves as well, that they have that same design. So if they're facing adversity in the classroom, there's always power in the pause and showing compassion towards themselves and others. And from that space of peace, that wisdom that's innately within them can well up to the surface, and together we can find new solutions. So along with behavioral expectations, such as being prompt, being prepared, being patient, students are also met with philosophical expectations, power in the pause, always waiting for a miracle to occur. A miracle might be a passing, a feeling passing, being willing to view a experience or a situation from a different perspective. So entering a space of peace first is really important. And I hope to really establish that habit this year through forms of self-reflection and religion, through introspection, through technical knowledge, especially starting with Bible passages and the view of God, where it comes from, understanding God through reasoning, through our senses as well, such as through nature. And from there, students will feel more confident and encouraged to kind of become curious about how they're designed and how they function and what they haven't tapped into themselves just yet in synthesizing new things together. So that brings us to the ELA curriculum. The ELA is structured a little differently from religion. Religion has 3 units, 1 per trimester, around like 9 chapters per trimester in religion. In ELA, on the other hand, we have a novel per month. And with each novel is paired with a formative writing assessment. So students are exposed to as many different types of writing as possible throughout the year. So for example, with House on Mango Street, which is the first novel that we'll be covering, it was chosen by me because it is accessible, I believe, as small vignettes. So the chapters are small vignettes, but the language is dense. So children are dipping their pool in the understanding of figurative language, which is really important in understanding an author's message. It bridges the gap between their experiences and our experiences. And we go through that text together as students work on a narrative assignment, which parallels anything that we kind of cover for that day in that text. So we'll start with an essential question. For example, how does the author utilize imagery to represent maturity or represent growth in the character? And then the students will be asked to think about how they've changed from one year to the next and what images they can associate with that change, which is kind of cool because it might illuminate things that they might have overlooked within themselves. And that also builds their confidence. So in the following unit, we cover argumentative essays, which might be a little bit more difficult in developing a claim, supporting a claim, being persuasive. The idea is to have students feel comfortable and to know that they have a background in many forms of writing, which also brings us to 1 day per week, we cover a topic in grammar. Because once you know the principles of something, you have a foundation to stand upon, right? Principles never fail you. And then once you have that really concrete understanding, that's when you can sort of become creative and develop your style as a writer. So between technical knowledge of how typical essays function and fundamental principles of grammar, students will be able to flex their muscles as writers and readers. To bring our conversation full circle, what's really stressed is the identity as a thinker, which I alluded to in the beginning with the philosophical beliefs in our classroom, right? Where we always are working from a place of wisdom and we can always return to that. That is our default state. Right? Students are asked, how is your mind like a snow globe? And that is kind of paralleling what we go over in the religion curriculum. And this harmonious design, there are reminders all around us. So we work as a team in here and students feel responsible for their learning and the learning of others. But it kind of lessens the pressure if they know that these things are within them already. They don't have to go outside themselves to find resilience and to find resourcefulness. They're designed with it. It's just coming from that place more often and even just being aware of it, being turned in that direction helps students so much. So technically, any other technical things to cover, I would kind of also mention under that umbrella that most of the grades in religion come from projects, tests on the chapters, and in ELA will be quizzes, tests, participation, but it hinges mostly on those essay formative assessments, which again will be due towards the end of the month. That brings us to the independent reading assignments, 1 per trimester. That will also be posted on my Google Classroom the assignments, and there will be frequent reminders. And there's time built into the school day where students will be reading independently. They will be given time in the classroom to work on homework, so I can work alongside them. The way that the curriculum is designed, that it addresses all different types of learning styles. So students can really feel comfortable synthesizing new things. So I look forward to seeing you during the YouTube live Q&A session. Should you have any questions, please never hesitate to reach out to me via email. And I'm going to show you a quick tour of the room, how it is.
Welcome, parents, to the 2020-21 school year at St. Mary's. My name is Anne-Marie Hannon, Mrs. Hannon. I am the 8th grade homeroom, ELA, and religion teacher, and I am looking forward to an exciting, productive, challenging year with your students. So I wanted to take the time to go through some aspects of the year and what you can expect in the coming months. First, I want to show you my classroom so that you can get a sense of how the desks are spread out to maximize your children's safety. And I'm not sure if you can see from this, but the desks have been marked with blue tape on the floor to indicate the safe space where your child's desk should be from the next child's desk. And in addition, we have made sure that the desks are 6 feet back from where I will be teaching. And of course, we will have a mask on at all times. Okay, so what can we expect in ELA and religion in the 8th grade? I'm going to first take you through ELA and then religion. I have Google Sites, 2 separate sites for each subject, and I will send you links to both of those sites. So no need to take notes, no need to write anything down. You will have all this information sent to you in a link for each Google site after Meet the Teachers Night. So let's first start with ELA. So in 8th grade, the objective is to foster a love of reading and inspire students to learn about the world around them and themselves. In addition, develop superior grammar, reading and writing habits and skills in preparation for high school. So you will find a list of my books on my Google site, of course, but just to give you an idea, I start the year with a unit in Greek mythology with an emphasis on the hero's journey, and that's in September. So we read various short stories. We read a lot of informational texts from Joseph Campbell, who's sort of the creator of the hero's journey. And we also watch a movie to outline the various stages of the hero's journey. The next chapter, the next unit for books will be short stories. And, you know, given that the times being as they are, everything is subject to change, but I am looking at doing a unit of short stories in October. The next month would find us with Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie, followed by The Secret Life of Bees in December. And the next book that comes after that is To Kill a Mockingbird, and those books pair really well with one another, Secret Life of Bees and To Kill a Mockingbird. They both focus on civil rights. In the spring, we will read texts by S.E. Hinton, which is sort of a lighter read. And I like to finish the year with a Shakespeare intro. Probably won't get through all of it, but we will do a little of Romeo and Juliet. In regard to grammar highlights, the first trimester, I focus solely on co-op prep. So we target capitalization, spelling, punctuation, subject-verb agreement, sentence structure, vocab, penmanship, everything that they will need to know for the co-op, the Catholic high school exam. And I have actual tests from past years, which is just super helpful for the students because then they get the identical format. They get the format that they will be using on the day of the exam. In Unit 2, or the second trimester in grammar, we focus on writing, listening, speaking, and viewing, writing to express an opinion, writing to persuade, supporting opinions and organizing reason, and elaborating word choice and details. The third trimester, we delve into writing a research report and writing to compare and contrast. What to expect in religion. In religion, the goal in the 8th grade is to prepare students for confirmation. In addition, develop habits of self-awareness and introspection and demonstrate models of Christian behavior. This year, our text is going to be different in English. This is the Faith and Life series, our life in the church. So that is a new text for this year, and we will get to about 8 to 10 chapters, or we do 1 unit per trimester. For both subjects, the assessments are classroom work, homework, which includes daily homework assignments, group and individual projects, quizzes, and tests. Class rules: show respect at all times to the teacher and one another, remain quiet except when the class lesson requires group discussion, and raise your hand to speak. So this is just really a brief overview. Again, I'm going to send a link to everyone via email with my Google Sites. And in addition, I will try to send you a screenshot of Google Classroom so that you can see how your students will access their assignments on a daily basis. The Google Sites is for parents only. The Google Classroom is for students only. But you will have a calendar on the Google Sites that will upload the assignments every day. So that's it. I'm really, really looking forward to this year, looking forward to jumping in with the class of 2021. And I look forward to any questions you may have. I always say communication is key. So if you have any concerns, any thoughts, you can always reach out to me. Of course, my email information will be included in the email that I send after our Meet the Teachers night. Okay, so that's it. And hopefully throughout the school year, I will meet you soon. Take care.